Hello, my name is Craig. I'm from Progress Center. I'm the community organizer. I'm here interviewing Larry Biondi. Hi, Larry. Good. How are you doing? Good to have you. Larry, I understand that you got laid off from Progress Center. Can you tell us why?
That's correct. My last day working at Progress Center was March 14th. After working there for 24 years, I have seen a lot of people come and go through Progress Center's doors. I made many friends there, friends that I still have. So, obviously, I've got an emotional investment in the Progress Center organization. I've got a lot of good memories with people like Mark Kerner and Barb Whistleck. There were such great friends. Mark and Barb both worked at Progress Center in my early days there. Barb was a great advocate, as your viewers remember, when she was working with Jan TV. But the reason why I was laid off was because my salary was paid by GRF, which stands for General Revenue Fund. Due to the state's budget woes and the fact that they didn't pay Progress Center GRF funding, I was let go. In a weird way, I was bracing for the inevitable because I was under GRF and I knew the bottom was going to fall off. But you can prepare all you want. Once the layoff happened, it hit me hard.
I know the state owes a Progress Center over $140,000 now. That's and if the state, if Progress Center is struggling to stay open, if we ran out of our reserves after 8 months without budget. Now we're 11 months in, and we're closing in a year without budget. And so Progress is struggling to stay open with the real money trickling in for the feds. But we had to lay off 40% of our staff, and our consumers are really suffering. There's no one to serve them.
Yes, 5 other staff got laid off. Our receptionist, the housing staff, the staff who did reintegration, assisting people with disability as no transition from nursing homes and back into the community. She was a very hard and dedicated worker. She also used to work on Progress Center's monthly newsletter, and the housing advocate was laid off. As you know, housing is a major barrier for people with disabilities. Locating affordable, accessible, and integrated housing. They also laid off their deaf coordinator. That really hurt because Progress Center has a semi-golden lot of consumers who are deaf.
The deaf community is going to be affected big time because many of our consumers rely on the services provided by our deaf services office. You have to remember, Progress Center covers all of suburban Cook County. It's a very big area. Right now we only have 8 people on staff. So our consumers are continuing to suffer, but the tragedy is that much of our work, while we access living's work, to help people live independently in the community and stay out of nursing homes, saves the state money because it costs 1/3 more for the state to house a person in a nursing home than to provide the supports to enable them to live independently within the community. So, not supporting independent living will hurt the state in the long run financially. If I continue to cut the services, people are going to continue to suffer. And some people will be forced back into a nursing home against their will. As everyone knows, nursing homes cost state more money than supporting independent living. So nobody wins. Right now, Progress is struggling to stay open, but at this point, it's a month-by-month decision by a board of directors. They look at the money, the numbers, the money continues to go out, and the state's not paying the money in. So it's a month-by-month decision by a board whether or not Progress Center will be able to stay open. I know that we've been meeting with a lot of legislators and going to Springfield. Last Tuesday, we took 6 people from Progress Center, and we went to Springfield and to spend the day advocating along with CCDI, a Coalition for Citizens with Disabilities, had an annual advocacy day. So and for it, it was a big event. It all comes back to, we had a rally, but it all comes back to Governor Wilder. Here's the problem. Here's the power. To stop this budget impasse. The governor is. Governor's a millionaire. If he would give some of his own money to human services, we'd be okay. But he's only looking out for the rich people. That's the problem. So after progress in our team of 6 people, last Tuesday, we visited 12 legislators' offices and provided information to them about the impact on the budget impasse on sales throughout the state. And the progress of the work being done by Progress Center and the history of Progress Center in this important work. And the Progress Center was opened in 1988. Like I said, Progress Center helps a lot of people. Over the years, Progress Center was able to help over 250 people get out of their homes and reintegrate into the community. Progress Center also works hard on accessibility in the community. Larry always looks for inaccessible stores or shops and works to advise them on how they can inexpensively make their shops or stores accessible to people with wheelchairs and other types of disabilities. We have many many just spell it. PIC. Many victories in the area. Progressor knows how important it is for people with disabilities to continue to vote. That's how we get our voice out. And so, to that end, a couple years ago, Progressor Larry and I and some others, for 3 months we gave disability awareness trainings at election judge courses to tell people how to keep their voting location accessible for people with disabilities. And over 3 months, we were able to educate over 4,600 election judges. For 12 years, for the past 15 years, Larry has taught a free 10-day class, 10-week class twice a year on legislative training to show people in the disability community how they can become active in the legislative process, and how they can meet with and speak to their legislators to make sure that the legislators know about the issues affecting people with disabilities. Because they live they were able to go out in the community and be better advocates. That's what Larry misses most about work at Progressor. To open the consumer's eyes about advocacy and get involved in the legislative process. On a personal note, I'd like to say we need Larry back now, because Larry is the face and the spirit of Progress, and he's still one of our hardest workers. Larry is still very active in the community, but we need him back now. Thank you very much, Larry. Larry urges each of our viewers to stand up and call the governor and the legislators about the terrible budget impasse, and that they need to get to work and find a solution and put a budget in place. yeah, big, yeah, people, power. Well, people with disabilities, we all have people power. We, we may not have money, but we have people power. So it's time for us to step up because people with disabilities, if we all work together, we have one of the biggest voting blocks in America. Thank you very much.
Hello, and welcome to Voices from the Disability Community, produced by Adapt of Chicago Productions. I am Joel Margolis, your host for this program, and with me today is Michael Grice, a longtime disability activist and a member of the disability rights advocacy group Adapt of Chicago. Michael, I understand you were recently in Washington, D.C. as part of a get-together of disability activists coming from all over the country. Could you tell us about that?
Yes. Chicago Adapt twice a year has two conferences that they go to. And I was invited to go to Washington, D.C. with Chicago Adapt the week of April 8th through the 14th.
Okay. And did you meet with members of Congress or executives in government agencies?
Every chapter met with as many of their legislators as they could.
Okay. And with whom did you meet?
Chicago Adapt met with Senator Dick Durbin.
Democrat of Illinois.
We met with Senator Mark Kirk's staff, Jan Schakowsky.
Jan Schakowsky being a congressman from Chicago?
Yes.
Okay.
And Tammy Duckworth's staff.
Also a member of Congress from the Chicagoland area, correct?
Yes. And the reason we met with those legislators was in regards to the Disability Integration Act.
Now, for those of our viewers who are not familiar with this, what is the Disability Integration Act?
The Disability Integration Act would be the Civil Rights Act for people with disabilities. That would give our movement more support when it comes to housing, transportation, healthcare services.
Now, is the Disability Integration Act a proposed bill that is already pending in Congress?
Yes, Senator Chuck Schumer from New York City introduced the Disability Integration Act.
And this is a proposed piece of legislation above and beyond the Americans with Disability Act?
The Disability Integration Act would supersede the ADA.
Okay. And so you were from Chicago Adapt, helping to support this piece of legislation. From where did the other Adapt members come?
Philadelphia, New York, Wisconsin, Texas, all over.
Okay, so these were Adapt members coming from all over the country converging on Washington to urge support for the disability integration.
Yeah, and also to urge President Obama to do the right thing for the disability movement, which he has said that he would, but we have not seen that in good faith.
So are there further activities planned, either by Chicago Adapt or other groups, to try and push the Disability Integration Act?
Well, right now, as we speak, my colleagues are working with Senator Durbin's staff, Senator Kirk's staff, to get them to sign on to be a co-sponsor for the DIA.
Okay, and the Disability Integration Act, to touch on a theme we've heard on Voices from the Disabled before, would help to encourage things such as the going home movement, as it's called in Illinois, to get disabled people out of institutions and into community living?
Yes.
Okay, so it sounds like you have a very specific goal here, the passage of a piece of legislation that apparently would be groundbreaking, and it sounds like you and others involved in it will be doing more to push it forward.
Yes.
Okay, well, I want to wish you the best of luck in that regard, and I thank you for coming in and talking with us today.
Thank you.
Our guest today has been Michael Grice, a longtime disability activist. I am Joel Margolis, host of Voices from the Disabled Community, produced by Adapter Chicago Productions. Thank you for joining us today, and hoping you'll join us again on another occasion at Voices from the Disabled Community.